Hello guys, today we are talking about best places to visit in Portugal. Portugal is effectively quite possibly of Europe's most visited country, thanks by and large to its reasonableness, ideal occasion climate, and its exceptional attractions. Arranged on the west shoreline of the Iberian promontory, Portugal's geology goes from lavish farmlands and middle-aged towns in its middle, to perfect grape plantations and mountains in the north, to the shocking seashores of the Algarve in the south. Number 1. Coimbra. When the capital of Portugal, this curious and enchanting town is a money box of staggering nurseries, verifiable locales, fado music, and dynamic culture. Situated close to the Mondego waterway in the focal point of Portugal, Coimbra is a city of middle-aged places of worship and a complicated labyrinth of cobbled roads that are so staggering, you'll think you've slipped back in time. As a matter of fact, many individuals believe Coimbra to be the most heartfelt city in the country. The town gets its energy and impact from the College of Coimbra. Established in 1209, and perhaps of the most seasoned college in Europe. Number 2. Azores. Generally somewhere between Massachusetts and central area Portugal, you'll track down the Azores. This archipelago is made of 9 volcanic islands dispersed north of a few hundred nautical miles and most popular for the hot mineral springs, top-notch whale watching, named one of the best 10 spots on Earth, and exquisite coastline towns. Every island has its own particular character, yet they're all rich with delightful seashores and green scenes. São Miguel, the Green Island, is the biggest of the 9, while Pico is home to the tallest mountain in all of Portugal. Assuming you're a traveler, this is where you need to be. All water sports can be found here as well as cycling and horseback riding, principally in Vila Franca do Campo, the biggest town in the Azores. Number 3. Évora. This wonderful town, that sits at the foot of a mountain range bearing a similar name, is magnificent to such an extent that UNESCO has named the whole spot a World Legacy Site. The assignment is for social scene, exceptionally made for Évora and which incorporates the normal excellence of the mountains, also the memorable attributes of the town. Évora is 2,000 years of age and spilling over with Moorish patios, Renaissance wellsprings, Gothic turrets, middle-age squares and a complex of minuscule roads. Visit the Praça do Heraldo, one of the primary squares where outdoors bistros serve tasty espresso sightseers, however, which was once the site of public executions. Remember the Roman showers and the Moorish Yebora. Number 4. Aveiro. Set close by the Ria de Aveiro tidal pond, Aveiro is a vivacious city whose epithet is the Venice of Portugal in light of its beautiful humpbacked extensions, high front boats, and the beguiling organization of canals. Truth be told, the town is best investigated by Malaceiro, a customary boat once utilized principally for collecting kelp and presently changed over for vacationers. Have your fill of loosening up seashores and awesome food and feel like sovereignty here. You'll need to make certain to set aside a few minutes for the São Gonçalinho House of Prayer, the Aveiro Basilica, the Convento de Jesus and the numerous craftsmanship nouveau structures spread around the town's old place. Number 5. Sintra. Off the Lisbon coast, in the lower regions of the Sintra Mountains, and a road trip away from Portugal's capital, Sintra is essentially stunning. Lovely estates, illustrious retreats, delectable green slopes, and fantasy palaces characterize this wonderful town. The feature is Sintra's Palácio da Penha with its German impact and blend of engineering styles. When the mid-year home of the Portuguese regal family, the encompassing terrains are a nature darling's dream workout as expected, loaded up with intriguing blossoms, plants, and trees. You should likewise set aside a few minutes for the old vestiges at the Palace of the Fields with its unimaginable view from Sintra's most noteworthy slope, as well as the subtropical nurseries of Montserrat Castle. Number 6. Porto. Porto is the city that gave Portugal its name. However, local people will let you know it's generally known for a generous braced wine known as port. This bustling city spreads itself across the slopes that neglect the Douro waterway in North Portugal. The memorable focus is an UNESCO World Legacy Site where you'll track down the Ribeira, a great person-on-foot zone with bistros, unrecorded music, road sellers, and mouthwaters cooking. Porto is the second biggest city and offsets its business advantages with its heartfelt history. Go for a nightfall walk along the Douro as the hints of music float from the bistros and check whether you would rather not stay until the end of time. Number 7. Abidos. Surrounded by a few rings of middle-age walls with a Moorish palace at its middle, Abidos sits on top of a slope with shocking perspectives. The town's primary attractions are the noteworthy Focus and its middle-age palace, which is presently a posada, inn possessed by the public authority. The middle-age vibe of the spot makes for an exceptional stroll as you wind your direction through the screwy cobblestone roads. You'll pass many little squares brimming with energetic movement, little bistros and shops, and whitewashed private homes finished with brilliant blossoms. Try not to pass up the Capella de São Martinho, Igreja Matriz de Saint Nick Maria, or the Igreja do Senhor da Pedra. Partake in the antiquated live concert in October and the global chocolate celebration each walk. Number 8. Funchal, Madeira. With an epithet like, drifting nursery of the Atlantic, you know you're in for a tomfoolery and loosening up time. Madeira is an archipelago in the Atlantic situated among Portugal and North Africa. It's one of two independent areas in the country, alongside the Azores, and is well known for its wines, the Priority Orchid Nursery and the Laurisilva Woods. Funchal is its capital and biggest city, which figures out how to adjust present-day development and custom. This is obvious when you take a gander at the very much safeguarded houses of worship and exhibition halls through town. Funchal is a very walk-capable bright city ideal for nature darlings. At the point when the sun goes down, those that adoration and exciting nightlife will see the value in the clubs, and eateries. Number 9. The Algarve. Assuming you're searching for sun, sand, and ocean, you'll need to put Algarve at the highest point of your life. Here is the once-over for this astounding South Portuguese town. Fabulous seashores, Mediterranean environment, 3,000 hours of daylight a year, basically no downpour, delectable cooking, reasonable cost for many everyday items, world prestige greens, beautiful towns, and rich history. What's not to adore? The capital city of Faro is practically immaculate from its 18th-century roots, and Sagres and Lagos can follow their foundations to the Roman timeframe. You should visit the Fortaleza de Sagres, was underlying the 1500 years and is accepted to be the home of ruler Henry's School of Route, and the Cape of São Vicente, a consecrated site for the Romans who called it Promontorium Sacrum. Number 10. Lisbon. Portugal's capital and biggest city extends along the banks of the Tagus waterway. Covering 7 slopes that structure an incredible location getaway, Lisbon is brimming with Gothic churches, unmistakable areas, awesome climate, warped rear entryways, and tomfoolery shopping, all with conventional fado music filling in as your soundtrack wherever you go. The Baixa, Lisbon's midtown, is the customary focus of life here. The Baixa is where you'll track down the old conventional shops. A portion of the experts have been there for ages. Alfama, an old Moorish quarter, is the most seasoned area in the city, referred to for its provincial design, as well as St. George's Palace. Take a visit on one of the rare cable cars which will take you through every one of the fundamental attractions, gardens, and notable quarters. Number 11. Guimarães. This city is spilling over with surprising qualities. The noteworthy Focus is an UNESCO World Legacy Site, and the actual city was 2012's European Capital of Culture. Guimarães has exceptional incentive for the Portuguese, for it was here that the nation's underlying foundation started, during the clash of São Mamede in 1128. Afonso Henriques, the primary ruler of Portugal, was the victor and got enrolling the establishing of this little however superb country. You should visit the 10th-century Middle-Age palace, however ducal castle too, worked in the 1500 years, it's currently a royal residence and a historical center. What's more, for a loosening up evening, go for a walk down the city's most lovely road, Rua de Saint Nick Maria. Number 12. Albufeira. This previous fishing town is currently a significant getaway destination among homegrown and worldwide sightseers. It's no big surprise when you consider the white sand seashores, parasailing, fly skiing, and dolphin watching. 3 incredible seashores to consider are Praia da Aura, Praia dos Pescadores, Fisherman's Oceanside, and Praia do Paneco. In the event that groups aren't really for you yet, you actually need your experience near the ocean. There are more modest and more detached seashores loaded with character and extraordinary for families. At the point when you really want a break, go to visit the engaging towns and great cafes on offer. Gracious, and remember the unbelievable nightlife. Number 13. Vila Moura. Vila Moura, thought about the core of the Algarve, has forever been known for its engrossing regular excellence in sun and sand occasions. However, nowadays the travel industry is blasting and it's turning out to be more known for sumptuous spas, fine hitting the fairway, and a heaven for genuine foodies. Villa Moura is the spot to stand up and unwind. You're a speedy excursion away from the quick-moving nightlife of Faro as well as the Algarve's best seashores. As a matter of fact, a portion of Portugal's best windsurfing occurs on the seashores nearest to town. This is a must-stop for fish sweethearts and wine darlings. It's an ideal method for unwinding your time in Portugal. Number 14. Fátima, home to the safe haven of Fátima, a consecrated journey site for Catholics. This focal Portuguese town is vigorously impacted by its benefactor Holy Person, the Virgin Mary. You can visit the Capelina dos Aparicos, where she purportedly showed up in 1917, as well as other consecrated locales like Igreja da Santíssima Trindade and the brilliant heavenly messengers of Basílica de Nossa Senhora do Rosário. North of 6 million individuals a year stay with this blessed spot that presently houses two tremendous temples on a shocking esplanade in the core of town. Regardless of your convictions, Fátima is a noteworthy sight to see. It's a fascinating investigate a portion of the strict culture of Portugal. Thanks for watching.